welcome to New Jersey Paranormal. I'm John Ruggiero. With me as always is Chris. Our special guest today is Lorraine Moore, psychic medium, animal communicator. This is a different one for us. We've interviewed a lot of people that can do a lot of different things, never an animal communicator. So this is a first for us. Now, I have a dog. You have a cat.
Crazy cat.
You always wonder what they're thinking, how they're feeling, if there are any issues. So this is one that really jumped out at me as far as something that I wanted to do on the show. So thank you for being with us, Lorraine.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Meeting you both.
The first thing we want to ask you, obviously, is when did you realize that you had this gift, and what was the reaction of the people around you?
Working with animals was when I was 13. My father bought me a horse. I was one of those girls, stable rat. And shortly after I had the horse, I started to realize I understood what he was feeling, sensing, things that were going on in his head. So I mentioned it to my parents, and they were like, not good with that at all. So they pretty much shut it down. They shut it down. But my girlfriend used to show my horse, so I wrote English. And I was always a full-figured girl. My friend, who was also the instructor at the barn, at the stable I boarded him, very thin, but she didn't own a horse, so she would show him. And when we would go to the shows, they would school the horses over the jumps before the show began. And I would know which jumps my horse was going to refuse, because he would show me telepathically which jumps were spooking him. So then I would tell the friends that came with us what jumps General, his name was General, was going to refuse, and they said, stop, you're telling Katie, and she's dropping him, and that's why he's stopping before these fences. So we wouldn't tell Katie, the rider. I would just tell my friends which fences General was going to stop at, and he stopped at those fences every time. So then we realized, all right, I'll just tell Katie, she only has to school on these certain fences. She would go into the show ring, be judged, he would take them beautifully and win.
Little inside information there. Seems a little unfair.
Little inside
What's
help.
kind of strange about that, though, is, again, well, first of all, is it all pet animal species that you can communicate with? Is it
so far,
snakes, rabbits, dogs, alligators? I mean, could you communicate with any type of species? Or?
Not anything. I find that any mammals, I
Okay.
seem to resonate with mammals, so I'm fluent in multiple species.
Okay.
Reptiles don't react, they're not on the same vibratory range,
Okay.
so it doesn't work the same way. Kind of like a radio, you tune into different signals, so different species of birds, so I do birds, and different species of mammals, I'll do goats, I've done llamas, alpacas, horses, ponies,
Anything
dolphins.
from the ocean? Dolphins, whales.
So
Whales.
what is the method of communication, though? Is it, like you said, you mentioned telepathically. Do you hear voices?
I don't.
Or what
It's
exactly are you?
pictures and images. I pick up feelings and emotions and just messages, like psychic charades going off in my head.
So you're just interpreting these
They're
images that are
images.
coming through to you?
Yes,
Okay, that's kind of strange.
Do you have the
Yes.
ability to?
it is.
Do you like we talked to psychic mediums that people communicating with them? Can you control this gift, or are you like Dr. Doolittle and everything's coming at you all the time?
I have a level of control as far as I can send messages as well as receive messages, so I can interact. So there's a level of control that way. I don't seem to know how to turn it on and off. It seems to always be engaged.
So if you walk into a farm and all the animals are going at it and talking and realize they can all zero in on you and you can't stop it.
Yes.
That's a little
So they
overwhelming.
can pick
Gets
up on
loud.
you just like you could pick up on them. As
Yes.
soon as you're around them,
Yeah.
they're aware that you are linked.
Yeah, when I go to the riding stables, I'll walk down the barn, the entry with the stalls on either side, and the horses will pick up their heads and turn and look.
Is that overwhelming?
No.
Never like.
No, because those are domesticated animals, so they respond a little better because they're used to human interactions. Some of them just go in their random thoughts and are oblivious because they're not used to us being tuned in and engaged with them. So they're going through random thoughts, not even realizing I'm hearing them.
Like, did you, like, when you were younger, did you tell your friends and your parents, like, did you go over to your friend's house and be like, oh, your cat really doesn't like that food?
Yeah.
So you should tell your mom, stop buying that because that's why she's
Yeah.
throwing up or whatever. I mean, didn't they think you were weird? Didn't
Yeah.
they think they didn't, like, did you ever have people say, I don't want you coming over my house
Yeah.
because you weirded my cat out?
Happened a lot.
I mean,
They're
I
like,
would-
you're a little too weird for us. Stop playing with our daughter.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened a lot. People were like not involved in that.
How'd you deal
when
with that?
animals-
Did it make you sort of an introvert, or?
I was a kid. I always was different anyway because I
Right.
would do these things and I would see dead people. I would, animals. I would understand the animals speak.
And you never thought to just reject it and avoid it?
It happened at such an early age.
So you
I
just
kind
dealt
of
with it and accepted
assumed
it.
that everybody did it, like seeing, speaking, smell, all our five senses. I assumed everybody did it, but I was verbal about it. So it took me a lot of years to realize other people didn't do that.
Have you ever, and this is kind of a little hard question, but have you ever had an animal or a pet convey to you, I'm being abused, I'm being harmed,
So
or
that's what
something's not
interests
right?
me the most.
I've
is
had that happen. I've worked with a lot of shelters, a lot of rescue organizations, and with people who have rescued animals. And when I get to work with them, they've always been removed from the situation that was abusive. So by the time I got to meet them, they were
was
out
an
of that
after
abuse. So they were
effect.
able to tell me what occurred during the abuse. I'm not an animal trainer, but when I get a vet or an agency, a rescue who has a problem animal, they'll call me in to interact to find out, is this an emotional thing, what's going on here? And it helps them, their trainers, their therapists, their veterinarians, deal with the needs
So
of
they
that
can
animal.
gear more towards the
Right.
well-being of where to bring the animal out and
Right.
So you've
make
never
it
walked
adoptable.
into, like-
Fortunately, I've never walked into somebody's house and the dog tell me my daddy's
Well, that's
beating
what I'm
me.
asking, because
I've had that happen after they've been removed from the beating situation.
They used to have a store around here, not far from here, called Animals and Things, and it was one of those stores where they had all these pets, and they had the dogs in the cages, where people could. And I always wondered, someone like you, if you were to walk in there, would those dogs be like, "I'm in a cage all day. Why is this happening to me?" You know what I mean? Do they convey
Some of them
that
do
sort of
that,
thing?
yeah. When I go through some of the shelters, which
Yeah.
are well-intended, wonderful people who are rehabilitating animals, doing great work, some of the dogs will just be like, get me out of here. I don't like it in here. I don't like the dog next to me. I'm afraid of the dog next to me. That kind of stuff I get a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of because again, if animals could communicate, that's what I would always wonder if they
And some
could.
of them are traumatized. They just shut down.
Are animals prone to mental illness
Yes.
that you find?
Yes.
So they have anxiety,
Yes.
depression, all
I've
those things.
worked with animals who are not okay
I would describe my cat,
behaviorally
seriously.
or mentally.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
on Prozac.
Some of them are not okay. Seriously.
Yeah.
Could you pick up on them? Like, let's say I have a dog, but it's not here. You could pick up on that as well.
I can read them psychically, but that's different
Okay.
than actual
you.
communication.
I got you. That's kind of interesting too. You mentioned to Jill about you mentioned that animals, certain animals, could see spirits. Now we've heard that for years in our field, that babies and animals are more intuitive when it comes to seeing and interacting with spirits. Is that true?
Yes, yes. Dogs especially. Cats can see them. I even have clients that have parrots and caged birds that tell me they see spirits, dead people walking through the house. So they have different vision centers than we do, and they pick that up right away.
Okay.
Real quick, what is a unique story that you can leave us with or tell us about that,
Well-
that would be bizarre for us?
All right. I was called, because people know me it's like an underground. Once they find out you do what you do, like one person tells one person and another and another and another, and then people call me. I was called to go to a facility in New Jersey that were having an issue that the biologists couldn't solve. They were having what I call monkey wars. So they had this endangered species of monkey, and they were literally having monkey wars where they were drawing blood on each other, and it was just a horrific show. And the biologists, with all their wonderful education, couldn't determine what to do to stop this from happening. So they were at their wits' end, and it's a highly endangered species of monkey. So they called me. So I went down there and I spoke to the monkeys to find out what was going on. So the problem was the alpha female wasn't being allowed to bond with the alpha male in the troop. So they were inadvertently putting out in the display for people to come and see the male with other females.
So they were all reacting
and the
and
alpha
fighting.
wanted to kill all the
my
other
God.
beta
And
females.
once they
So I had to tell them, do not let them bond. Put the alpha female with the male, let them bond, and then all the other girls, she'll be fine, the alpha will be fine, and they'll accept them as the aunties, the nursemaids, and all their other roles in the troop of monkeys. So they did that, and they have no more monkey wars.
Well, that's, again,
So
that
they
was
called me
interesting.
back and thanked me and validated that that technique worked with them.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a segment live in studio. We have one of the people that are here, the producers. He brought his dog in. We're going to bring the dog in, and we're going to have you do a live communication session, if that's what you call it.
Great.
So
Yes.
let's do that next.
Perfect. Thank you for letting me meet your adorable Cody. And we're going to use a little telepathy back and forth. And he's showing me already to tell you he's daddy's boy, 100%, hands down. Nobody's getting between you and Cody, Velcroed, and that's that. Cody's also showing me he picked you. He picked you. He wasn't going to let you leave without him. Do you understand? So he showed me to tell you that. And he's very telepathic. Now this is, in this breed, the Corgis are in the herding group. So herding dogs are free thinkers more so than other dogs, toy dogs, companion dogs, because he has to solve problems in order to herd the flock or whatever the heck he's herding. So he totally herds you. He totally herds you. He likes to get around you and skirt you around different rooms in the house. So he showed me to tell you that.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, I don't know if it's the washer or the dryer or the combination of the two. So does he tend to stay away from the washer dryer? Because he showed me not his favorite thing, which a lot of dogs give me that answer. They don't like that whirring motor sound. So that's not his favorite.
Yeah, he doesn't go in there typically.
No, and that's why he doesn't, where he'll follow you in any room in the house, doesn't like to be around the washer and dryer because of that noise. But he's okay, not afraid.
Right.
He showed me to talk about when he's going to play with the big black dog again. When is he going to play with the big black dog? He hasn't played with the big black dog in a long time. So who's the big black dog he was buddies with?
Big black dog he was buddies with. I don't think he I can't.
He's more people person than dog
Maybe.
person, but there was a big black dog that he was buddies with. So we're talking about a large black lab kind of a thing. I don't
Okay.
think it was a Newfie. I don't think it was that big, that hairy. We're talking like a lab or a big lab mix.
Yeah, well, he goes to the dog park a lot, so it could have been one of his buddies
There
there.
was one in particular, but he's usually more people-oriented than dog-oriented, so he's showing me to tell you that. I asked him if he had any boo-boos, any ouches. They don't understand body parts, dogs. They have no idea of body parts. But when I ask them ouch, they understand ouch. He's showing me two ouches. He's got a little bit of a hitch in the hip. Hitch in the hip. So you have
Yeah.
on glucosamine, chondroitin, any of those things?
No.
He needs that.
Okay.
A little bit of a glitch in the hip. And he's also showing me, not now, he's fine, but he did have an issue with a tooth. So did you have to have a little tooth repair or a little tooth with the vet? Because he showed me, other than that,
No.
he's fine. Now that tooth thing was a while ago, nothing recent. The hip thing is going on now.
Okay, yeah.
Did he shed teeth funny as a puppy?
Not that I know of.
Because he had a minor tooth hiccup.
I know he has clean teeth. I don't know.
So they might have, did they do teeth cleaning on him?
No, they were just astounded by his clean teeth.
All right.
He chews a lot, so he has a
Okay,
lot
because
of...
it was one minor
Yeah.
tooth issue. So it could have been shedding a puppy tooth. Didn't shed as clean as it might have. But other than that, he has no ouches. So he showed me that. And he says he's the boss over you. Cody is the boss over you.
For sure.
So he's pack leader. You're his best friend. You're his BFF.
Ah.
Now, you have a son.
We have two.
Okay. The older of the two boys
Yeah.
is Cody's favorite toy.
Favorite toy?
Yes. Now, toy is a term of endearment for dogs.
Nick is your favorite toy?
Yes, he's his favorite toy. So he makes Nick play ball, throw ball, fetch anything throwable. That's what Cody likes to play with him. So does he do a lot of that with Nick? Well, maybe not now, but
He does. No, he does, yeah.
Because that's his favorite toy is Nick. So he's showing me that. The rest of the pack he loves. That's his family. He loves the car, and he understands drive-through window. So he would have more drive-through window because he gets treats at the drive-through windows.
Actually, no, he doesn't. We don't.
He says he does,
He
whether
does?
it's a drive-through
Well,
Burger King, McDonald's, or a bank. He says he gets treats.
No, he does hate the gas station guy. I do know that.
No, that's not a drive-through. That's totally
Yeah.
different. Totally different. He likes the drive-through where the treats come through the window, and they consider treats French fries, burgers, dog biscuits. They
Okay.
consider all the above treats. Ice cream, drive-through. They consider all that treats.
Oh, okay.
So he showed me that. He wants to know when you're going to take him to the shore again. He'd like to go see the beach again.
Oh, he does like the beach.
Yeah, I know. He's telling me. He's ready to go again. It's the summertime, beach.
Yeah.
Cody and beach, not an issue. He's happy to be there. What else?
You like the beach, buddy?
He does like the beach. Is your father deceased?
Yeah.
Cody sees him in the house. His spirit.
Really?
Cody sees him in the house. So did he know him when he was alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they do know when we get a new dog, whether it's a puppy or an adult dog, and we bring them into the house, the dog learns the couches, the setup of the house, the rooms, the living people who come visit us, as well as those who are deceased. So if it's a person that they know, the dog knows when they're alive, who crosses, Cody still sees your dad, even though your father's in spirit. So I want you to pay attention. If you see Cody staring at the couch or staring at an empty chair or staring at the doorway, pick up your cell phone, take a few pictures in the direction Cody's looking, and you're going to get an orb, or you might even get the beginnings of an apparition in one of the frames of film. But he sees Dad. He's not afraid of him. He knows who he is, so he's not afraid of him, but he responds to him. Now, if a strange spirit were to come through the house, you'd see a different reaction from him. But he showed me to tell you that. But he does see your father, and he calls him Dad, in the house a lot. He sees Dad in the house a lot. And who is Joseph? Who's Joseph? He knows the name Joseph.
That's me and my father.
But he refers to Dad then more as the Joseph. You're Joe. That's Joseph. He's shown me that. So he understands that both names connected, yours and Dad's. Yeah. So he showed me to let you know that. So he's very into that. And he cannot stand the cat that comes through the yard. There's an outside cat. Now, it doesn't look like a feral cat. It looks like it's somebody's cat that comes through the yard, drives him wild.
Yeah. I know he chases squirrels out there a lot, too.
Yeah.
Well,
corgis, they're going to go for squirrels.
Yeah.
But he's offended by the cat. Now, you have to have the cats telepathically harass dogs like crazy. That's why dogs notoriously chase cats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they trash talk dogs big time. And Cody's very offended by trash talk because he is the most beauteous corgi that ever lived. And he's very, very aware of camera, and he loves to have his picture taken. And he showed me to tell you there's his pictures all over the house. All over the house. Now, who did the drawing of him? There's also a drawing, not a painting, a drawing.
A drawing?
Yes, of Cody.
I don't think anybody drew Cody.
Yeah, somebody did a drawing of Cody because he's bragging that he even had somebody draw him in a picture.
Yeah, I don't.
Could be when the kids were younger. But he's insisting, yes. I know you think about it, you'll come across
I don't recall any drawings of Cody.
It's not painting, oil painting, watercolor. It's somebody did a drawing of Cody, and he's bragging about it. He says, I'm so handsome, they even had to draw me. So he's very much the braggart.
Oh,
yes,
you're a braggart, huh?
Yes.
He is handsome, but I didn't know he was a braggart.
He is very handsome, but he is also a braggart. So
I thought you were humble, bud.
No, not at all.
No, not at all? He's not humble?
No humility
No
whatsoever.
humility for you?
None. Ego personified. It's a corgi thing. Corgis rule, other dogs rule. But corgis rule. So he's okay with that. What else, bud? What else is going on? What are the two houses he has to go back and forth to? He goes, I have two houses I live in back and forth, back and forth. So whose house do you leave him when you go away?
No, he stays home at our house.
All right, but there's a second house that he calls home.
He doesn't go anywhere.
There's a second house that he calls home. So I don't know.
Well, maybe the house we bought him from? I don't know.
That could be. That could be sometimes where they're bred.
Yeah. I don't know.
Breeders.
But other than that, he stays home. I mean, yeah, he didn't have a good experience at my mother's house.
All right, but in his life, he knows there's two houses that he calls home. He calls home. Is that the lady with the broom? Is your mom obsessive about sweeping up the floors?
No, my wife is.
Is that,
At our home.
Oops. He's like, he has an issue with the lady with the broom.
Oh, you don't like her?
No, I'm not saying he doesn't like her. He has an issue with the broom. Some animals are afraid of the vacuum cleaners. Some are afraid whatever. Now, he's never been injured with a broom. But he just doesn't like the fact that the broom is in hand, and he's not keen on the lady with the broom.
Okay.
When she has the broom. That's the part that he's not keen on. When the broom is in the closet, he's fine.
So let me tell her you don't want to talk to the broom?
Yes, please tell her Cody's not keen when the broom comes out.
Well, I'll make sure I tell her that.
But it's not used on him. I want to make sure I set the record straight.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not used on him, right,
no,
bud?
of course not.
Wow, we learned a lot today, bud, huh?
He says he doesn't do tricks. He's not a trick dog, so don't even try it. But he says he does do high five. Cody says he will do high five.
He'll give paw, but he doesn't
Well,
do high
they
five.
call that high five.
Oh, they call that high five?
Yeah, but as far as getting him to sit, stay, roll over, not going to happen.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of doing tricks. Getting the treats, doing the tricks, not so much.
Yeah.
But he should be revered and he should be given treats all the time, 24/7. He likes that.
Okay.
He has you well trained for treats.
Yes, he does.
And he would
that-
have more popcorn. He says popcorn's his fave.
Oh, he likes popcorn. Well, that was awesome. Right, buddy?
Okay. Do you want more? Do you want more? Oh, now he's into it. See, once they know I'm in, they're okay with me. But in the beginning, sometimes they'll shy away because they get a little intimidated by somebody in your head. You have to remember, every single breed of every dog is a predator. But once you start getting down in size, and he's short of stature, Cody, dogs begin to become prey animals. So any dog or any animal that's considered prey animal, when somebody's in their head, it's that fight or flight response.
Oh,
Because it's like if a predator is in your head, you're dinner.
gotcha.
So once he realizes I'm not a threat, even though to dogs we are predators,
Right.
right? He realized I'm not a threat to him. Now he's a little more interested in me. He's okay making eye contact with him. But in the beginning, when he first was up here, he's a little like, I don't know about this lady. I'm not too sure about her.
You like her now, bud? After the show's over, we'll take a picture with her,
Now I'm
okay?
okay. Yeah, now I'm okay.
Okay, we're back with Joe and Cody and Lorraine Moore. So that was pretty interesting, that whole reading. I want to get your impressions, Joe, of what she said and if she was accurate. I mean, she touched on a lot of different things. How do you feel it went as far as the communication between Lorraine and Cody here?
Well, there was some things, definitely, I always say that he picked us, because we went to the farm and it was like a whole litter of corgis, and he ran up. He's like, all right, when are we out of here? So we grabbed him and we picked him.
Oh yeah, there's no going home without.
Yeah, no going home without him, even
Yep.
though there was other cute ones. And as far as Nick being his toy that he plays with, because he plays with him more than any of us. Like when we're out, he's the one who takes care of him. And it was very interesting about him seeing my dad, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I mean, what was your opinion on whether animals, do you believe animals could see spirits, or you're kind of on the fence about that, or
I mean, today was the first time I even
thought about it?
So I don't I don't know.
I mean, I've heard that for years, and it is kind of strange how she picked out the Joseph, how the name Joseph, you know,
Yeah.
your father being the elder Joe.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Something for me to think about and probably look into.
I
a little
know
bit.
now, Cody, we talked about this before. They don't really get into the specifics of the people and what they do in the house, or they don't really talk. I was hoping there'd be more dirt on Joe, but Cody didn't really volunteer that
No,
today.
It's because we're boys,
Terriers.
man. He knows, man.
You have to get
He
a
knows
terrier.
You don't snitch, right?
Terriers
are the ones that talk?
Terriers tattle
Okay,
every
so
time,
that's
all the
why you
time.
got,
if you have a terrier in the
the
house,
breed.
the neighborhood is going to know all your business.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
So
Terriers
was
tattle.
Cody-
Corgis, zip it.
Was Cody as talkative or as?
He got into it. At first, what happens with dogs, if you stare at a dog, that's not a good thing. That's a sign of aggression. So we talk to one another. We look each other in the eye because that's respectful and polite, and that's cordial. That's what humans do. But dogs, they usually don't make direct eye contact with me, especially when I begin with them. Then after they get used to me being in their head, then they start to look at me more, or they'll go try to get to my ear if they can. They want to know why my ears work and their parents' ears don't.
Joe, was there any questions in there that you wanted that really didn't get addressed? I mean, is there anything that you ever wonder that like certain things he does that really you just wanted to know about, or you're just comfortable?
Yeah, no, I was just curious to see if he said anything like just outlandish.
Really, that's what I was waiting
You know
for.
what I mean? Like,
He's the good dog. He thinks he's more people than dog. Cody.
no doubt, no doubt. He definitely, I believe that.
So we think of them as family. Like my dog. My dog is my third child. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they have that pack mentality. Is that how
Yes.
they think of
They do.
themselves as
Yes,
well?
they do. But they don't always, as much as they know they love us and we adore them, they adore us. Some dogs believe they're the pack leader because they
Okay,
do have
that's
the
what
pecking order in the
alpha.
pack.
They're trying to figure out who's the
right,
alpha.
Right, who's alpha.
Who does he think is the alpha?
He is, Cody.
There you go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
That's
Cody
interesting.
rules, everybody
That was
else
interesting.
rules. That's it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but he loves everybody in the house.
He
loves
does.
everybody
He
in the house.
controls us. He'll
Yeah.
bark for me to come off the bed, and then I go on the floor with him, then he goes away from me. He just wanted me on the floor.
Yeah.
It's the type of
he's got
control
you
he has.
trained.
He got me trained.
Yeah.
Overall,
Yeah.
I think it was a really good experience. I mean, you enjoyed it. It was something
Yeah, it was
different.
He's a fun
definitely
dog.
interesting.
He's a really fun
Definitely
dog.
interesting. Do you know what his voice sounds like, or you hear him in your voice?
No, you know, it's not. I wish they would talk to
He
me.
said he
It'd
would
be
sound
easier.
like
It's
Joe
all-
Pesci.
I think he
if
would
had
sound
one.
like Joe
Pesci?
Pesci. Yeah, I don't know.
Forget about it. Yeah,
I
that
thought he
sounds
was going
like
to tell you
Cody.
to beat it when you asked him
Yeah,
something.
yeah. He's definitely not your
But
hick
there was no
farm dog.
voice. It's
No.
more
No, it's all,
pictures.
yeah, but he's definitely a confident boy. He's not intimidating. He's definitely alpha boy. He wouldn't start a fight, but I can tell you right now, he'd finish it.
Well, I thank you for
sure.
coming on, Lorraine. It was great having you here. Joe, thank you. And Cody drooled all over my leg,
Thank
but
you,
that's
Joe.
okay.
Thanks, Cody.
But it was great meeting
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
again so
My
much,
pleasure.
Joe.
Thank
you for
you.
bringing Cody. And thank you guys for watching this episode of New Jersey Paranormal. We'll see you next time.